Originally, the initial value I got from FuDog right off the beginning is the thought of, if you're going to 10x your business, you gotta 20x yourself. If I had this level of support 10 years ago, man, I feel like I could conquer anything in the world. You know, I could probably be president of the United States if I wanted to. But yeah, it's incredible. The real value is that it shrinks the time, right? You don't have to go through the trial and error of learning these things. Is that when you're there with people who've been there and have done that and been through the process, not only professionally in your business, but also personally in your life, struggled with things in life, that's the fast path, is going there, seeing how they think, and that pulls you through and gets you out of the rut that you're in faster. It gets you to wealth faster. It gets you to health faster. That's the real value.
When I was 26, I moved from New York to California. On that plane ride, I read Tony Robbins' Awaken the Giant Within. The book absolutely changed my life. So since that time, I've seen Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy, Les Brown, Zig Ziglar when he was alive, Jack Canfield, Colonel McChrystal, the list goes on and on. One of the things, and I say this with great pride about FuDog Group, dude, these guys are at a completely different level, 100%. They work from a different perspective. So the vantage point that they're coming from, and I'm not taking anything away from those speakers that I mentioned because they were fantastic, just this comes at it on a different approach and gets a different result. So again, I would encourage you to seek out the FuDog Group for their personal development and personal up-leveling mastery.
The impact, I think, especially going through this event with my dad, kind of comes full circle because this is happening at a time where I'm about to have my first child. So us coming at it together, those blessings that I'll bring home, I can bring on to him. And then eventually down the road, maybe we will do the same. So it's already a cycle of just personal power that we've created.
FuDog Group is like the family that you never had. You know, most of us have family that we're born into, right? And when you get to choose your family, that's what FuDog is like. It's people who are hungry to grow themselves, who are wired to give and serve others, and to show up and be fully present for themselves and each other. And so if you want to run with a pack of leaders that are doing great things, that's a place for you. If you like to have fun and experience new things, That's what FuDog Group is like. If you want to feel the support, compassion and empathy from others who are on a similar journey and share maybe life experiences where you get stuck, that's for you. And if you want to get results and you're looking for process, that is what FuDog Group is about.
I would tell them to come to the training and try it out. And you don't know what you don't know until you see it, and then you know you need it, right? And if they answer any question that anybody asks them, and how's their personal life, how's their relationship with their wife, how's their business, and they say, oh, it's good. If you don't say anything other than it's absolutely freaking amazing, then you've got a problem. You've got a problem somewhere in your personal life, somewhere in your business, and Mike's the guy that'll help you figure out what that is and then move you forward.
The biggest transformation was just being able to let go of all the crap. Just let it go. And it is seriously that simple.
The biggest transformation for me is her ability to let go. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just teasing. I'm just having fun. It's really just about that. That's really a breakthrough for me too. Just holding on to these things that just aren't serving us. Things aren't serving me. That I had to get rid of because I got a lot of shit. Had a lot of shit. It gone.
What makes FuDog different is super simple. It's because it's growing you. It's growing you, So all of the other companies I've been involved with, and they're great at teaching you how to do processes and things like that. And I knew from day one when I started searching for somewhere else to go that I needed somebody that would help grow me, because as Mike loves to say, to 10x anything, you got to 20x yourself. And Mike really puts that focus on us, to grow us, to allow us the ability to grow everything else that we have in our lives. So I would tell you, if you're on the fence and you're trying to decide whether to get in a group like this, I would tell you, quit thinking about it and jump. If you have that fear right now about jumping, it's the right thing to do. Don't be afraid to spend the money. The money's going to come back to you. You need to grow yourself.
The big difference right now for me is that being able to do this together.
Yeah.
It's one of the first things that we've done together. I've always gone and traveled on my own to do this, and then we always bring it back and we process together.
Correct.
But doing this together is, for me,
I think it's been better to actually be able to physically do it together,
Because yes, she would do a lot of the traveling. You know, she's done Tony Robbins and stuff like that, and she'd bring it back and we'd discuss it, or that night she'd call and we'd discuss it. And there's great things that I can learn secondhand from it and that she's learned firsthand. But being able to actually do it together, there's just so much more growth that is possible because I'm experiencing it with her, but I'm also getting my own perspective to bring to it that then we can discuss.
I would say just even in the last couple months, our relationship has gotten so much closer.
It's shifted a lot.
I know.
It's allowed me to grow from, thinking I can only do this to being able to do whatever I want. I just have to shift my identity. I have to figure out, or I find out the next one and I make it happen. And I know what my next one is. To, like I said, step into a role to help her to take on more, rather than just being, a worker doing my own thing.
The whole worker identity versus other identities.
Yeah, like an advisor or, being part of this business. I've been in manufacturing for so long. Medical's different, mindset work is different. Coaching, I can do more than what I've thought I could do before.
You sure as fuck can do more than you ever thought before.
Yes, I can.
Thank you. I see connections that are really important. I also see me asking more people for help and receiving it. I've always been a lone wolf and feeling really alone with that. And I'm dropping my lone wolf finally. Whew.
That's good.
I know, it's great. But that's what I see moving forward is being part of a pack instead of being a lone wolf. That's been really rough. So I'm excited about that.
Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington, one of the original sharks from the hit television show Shark Tank. Have you had to make the choice between a fulfilling personal life or a successful professional career? This often results in either not achieving important financial goals or building up wealth at the expense of a rewarding family. Although it may seem implausible, people can achieve success in both their personal and business lives. Are you ready to meet someone who could have the answers for you? Meet Mike Agugliaro. He's an author, speaker, investor, and thought leader who has experienced several business exits that have been successful at the same time that his personal life has flourished. Mike is now sharing his formula for a full life through his company, the FuDog Group. They have cracked the code, allowing people to grow and expand their entire lives to achieve the impact that they want while building the wealth that they desire. This can all be achieved while experiencing fulfilling relationships and family lives. You need to learn about FuDog Group's unique processes which combine ancient wisdom and modern strategies to elevate every area of life. Go to FuDogGroup.com to discover how Mike and his company can work with you right now. Thank you for listening.
When we break the tipping point, when we go over the edge where it's 3 million every month and 3 million's a walk in the park, guess who the game changes for?
All of us.
Everybody in the room. I am with my beautiful goddess of a wife for over 33 years.
Mike is now sharing his formula for a full life, allowing people to grow and expand their entire lives to achieve the impact that they want while building the wealth that they desire.
So if you are a business owner, if you run a mastermind group, you want to be involved with Mike. Take it from me, somebody who's worked with him on multiple levels. Mike is the real deal.
If there's one person in my list of who to surround yourself with, it's Mike Agugliaro.
And now, please welcome Mike Agugliaro.
Boom, everybody heard you.
Good.
Everybody heard you.
Good.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Hey, Judy in the house. Hey, Wendy, nice to see you. Lynn, Carrie, making good use, eating. And Carrie, I watched you put it in your mouth. I see you're eating. Hey, nice to see you tonight. Anthony Foster, what's going on? Hey, Art, welcome, welcome. So glad you guys are here and so many joining. Hey, tonight's really special because one, we're in a house and hey, Judy, look, and Michelle, a bunch of your friends are, wave everybody like, okay, there. Whole bunch of your friends are here in the house with us. So I guess that means we're like live studio. This is like a Disney studio now here. And tonight we're going to be talking all about relationships. I got my beautiful wife right here next to me. Are we both spotlighted? You can do it? Okay. All right. So we are going to give you as much information as we can, and then you can just unspotlight her when I dig in. We're going to have a whole bunch of people jumping in. Hey, tell me where you're from in the chat bar. Type in where you are from. And let me I want to make sure I could see all of you that are jumping in. Turn on your cameras too, please. Turn on your cameras. Hey, Darcy, if we could see you. Hey, Melissa, nice to see you. Jennifer Kirby. Hey, Jennifer, your husband is somewhere in there. Oh, there he is. All right, just so you know, he's not goofing off. Yes. He said.
Well, he is goofing off, but he's here.
Okay. But he said he's paying attention about relationships tonight. Yeah, he says.
We'll make sure.
Yes, Jennifer. He says he has to do better. Now, I made up all that, but he is here and going to listen. Everyone else, if you could turn on your cameras. Hey, I want to start a quick little poll here. If all of you can take this poll real quick for me. Let's see if this is the right one there. Oh, good. Hey, what's the biggest issues in relationships right now? What do you think are some of the biggest issues in relationships? You could click one option or a couple. Let's see what's going on. All right, people coming in now. I'm glad to see so many people. Tammy, hey, nice to see you. Erica, I'm glad you guys want to invest in relationships. I'm glad you want to invest. Relationships, just so you know, if you're here, it's not about couples thing. It's about generalized relationship. Look at communication. I'll share the results in a minute with you guys. Communication is leading the pack. Money is a close second. Alignment. Everyone's good with their children. That's a little surprising. Oh, it's only single choice. Okay. Well, then pick the one. Pick the one that matters. Are you guys voting too? Are you able to vote? Okay, so you voted too. Is it weird if you voted like Danny and Maddie's next to you, or no, it's okay? Like, okay, all right. All right, let me end it. 3, 2, 1. And share the results. All right, wow. Can you guys see the results? Look at this. 58% is communication. Yeah, very good thing that that is on the list. Let's dig in. First off, if you could let me know how long you've been in my world, or if you're brand new to our world. How long have you been in our world, or you're brand new? Type in new if you're new. Oh, new. Hey. Oh, David, you're not really new. Like, we just hung out for 3 days, but I get it. Welcome. Hey, Peggy, welcome. Mary, welcome. Mary, you're not new. Like, you just spent 3 days. How many of you were at Change the Channel? Type in Change the Channel in the chat bar. There you go. Hey, Art, nice to see you tonight. Change the channel, change the channel. All right. And how was Change the Channel? Do you feel like the channel has changed for some of you? Type in the chat bar. All right. Let's dig in here. Make sure you got a pen and paper. I got to get through some baseline. Stuff here. And as soon as we're through this, we're going to get right into strategies. You're going to talk to me in the chat bar, because that's going to be the best efficient way for us to communicate without any chaos and stuff like that. And just so I know you know how to use the chat bar, can you give me a big old boom in the chat bar? Give me a big old boom in the chat bar. Let's see, highly referred to me many years ago. Oh, well, I'm glad you're here now. Thank you. Who referred you into our world? All right, we got booms. You guys know how to use the chat bar. So this is the things about relationships I wish someone told me about. And before we get started, tonight is sponsored by the FuDog store. If you didn't know we have a FuDog store, do me a favor, everybody online, if you could take your phones out if you're not on it, turn on the camera, make sure the link works for me, and just hit click. And then all of a sudden, boom, the store is going to come up. And then later on tonight, don't do it now, you can flip through the store and you can see all kinds of cool stuff there. There's books in there and all kinds of goodies in case you need something to solve something inside your life. You got that resource. All right. If that's cool, type in cool in the chat bar. Give me a cool in the chat bar. Oh, and I'm super excited about this. I want to get this out of the way too. If you don't know, we have a mind power challenge that's coming up. 5 days. It's going to be 1 hour a day for 5 days. So it's free. You can upgrade if you want to the VIP. You don't have to if you don't want to. I think it's $40-something and you get like a whole bunch of stuff. But do me a favor, if you'd like to do the 5-day mind power challenge with us. I want to get all this out of the way now for you guys so we could go right into relationship stuff. But part of relationships is the mind. Pick up your phone again, open it up, because I don't want you to miss this, and click it. All of you guys do it too. Let me know it works.
I don't know if it's mine, but it's partially cut off.
Yeah, let's see. Boom. All right. Hover over, click. Okay, it worked for me. Go there and hit click and save the seat. As soon as your seat is saved, do me a favor, type in mind power in the chat bar. That's going to get you logged in. I already know we're probably going to get locked out on this thing. Why? Because the systems, they don't allow, thousands and thousands of people. They start to have problems. So at least if you're in now, you're in. All right, Mary, nice job. She's all set for Mind Power. Who else is registered for Mind Power? You don't have, you could do the VIP if you want. You don't have to. Art, great job, Art. All right, who else? And later on, you could look through everything you're going to get with Mind Power. It tells you every single day. Cody and Melanie, great job. Okay, Mike Ferris, hey, how you doing, man? Super, locked in, Mind Power. Judy, can't wait. I love that. Who else? I'll give you a minute here because I got to go past the slide. But the team, put the link for them in the chat bar. You got Tara here today helping you guys out in the chat bar. You also got Vicky. You got Morgan. Oh, Anthony Foster. Good news, man. Anthony, where is your wife tonight? Where's your wife tonight? All right. Need the link. Erica, we're going to put the link in there. We'll keep putting it throughout the night. So if you miss it, but for time sense, make sure you do it tonight. And like I said, if you want the VIP package, I don't remember. It's like $800, $1,000 worth of, it's real stuff that you're getting. I think it's $47. It's totally worth it. If you want, do it. All right. We got to keep moving along here, everyone. So this is maybe some of the signs you need to invest in your relationship. And I'm going to look over, my wife's sitting, hang on, here she is. Boom. All right. She's right next to me. I just didn't want to share a computer tonight with her because I have like tablet.
Share.
Yeah, I don't like to share my
I know.
computer with you.
I know.
I know. I like
I know that.
Let me ask everybody that's ever been in a relationship, are you good riding a 2-seater bicycle with your partner? Type in yes or no in the chat bar, okay? My wife and I are not built to be on, like, it's real cute.
Well, because we both like control, so.
Right.
Yeah.
When you're young, it sounds real cute. It's like, oh, we should ride this 2-seater bicycle together. Yeah, and then you get on it, you're like, never do this again. This is what causes divorces. Okay, so I can see a lot of you are like, no way. Nah, give me my own. Hey, Maddie, nice to see you. So as we're going through this, tell me if you have experienced, could be experiencing any of this stuff in a relationship. Have you ever had lack of alignment? Yes or no? Yes or no? Type in the chat bar. Okay. What about difficulty communicating? Yes, difficulty communicating. All right. What about unresolved conflicts? Yeah, like we just pretend it never happened. And then like what happens? Decade later, it's like the monster comes out of the closet. What about resentment? Did you ever have resentment? Yeah.
Yes, and then I took ownership of my part.
Oh, I still have resentment on you. I'm just kidding. What about no quality time together? You're just like, oh my goodness, they're always working, they're always doing things. I just want more time. I'm not. What about growing apart instead of growing together? Yeah. Did you ever feel alone? What about that? Feel like you're supposed to be in a partnership, but where's the other person? And what about lack of emotional or physical connection? And this one I think is one that happens a lot for people. No shared future plans. Who's here? Oh, everybody? Say hey, Monique. Hey, Monique. All right, everybody. Monique just arrived. We can get started now. Just kidding, Monique. We've been going already. I'm glad you made it. All right. So, but imagine what a relationship by design could be, right? A relationship by design is, how about if you understood each other's values? Type in the chat bar, like that would be nice, right? And what if you were aligned in all areas, like how you want to travel, how you want to vacation, how you want to live, how you want to eat, how you want to sleep? And what about if you respected each other's individuality? Like you didn't want to be like, hey, you should be like me. I should be like you, right? You actually love that they're like them. And what about practiced effective communication? Would that be nice? Type in nice in the chat bar. And how about this one? What about if it felt like you were falling more in love every day instead of apart? All right, Peggy, I got DJ and Donna, nice. All right, we got a lot of nice in the chat bar. And for those of you that are new, we can relate to a whole bunch of this, okay? To a whole bunch of this. Not because we did all kinds of things, it's just we have a length of time together, right? We have over 38 years. Anybody in here longer than 38 years?
38
years. You're 38 years old?
All right, he's not even there. Everybody give Ray the middle finger on here, please, real quick. All right, 30 years. Hey, Loretta, that's really nice. So we're 38 plus years. So if you look at this picture up here, like we're young there.
Even though you look quite older there, you're a teenager there.
Yeah, I am a hairy teenager there for sure. But here's something that we paid attention to. Not in the beginning, it was later once we learned. So please understand what we're sharing with you tonight is not because we were brought up on like Little House on the Prairie and everything was amazing. It's because we learned how to get it to amazing. And there's just some fun pictures here. Like this is when we get married. We're teenagers here. This is, I don't know if, did anybody ever go, what was the name of the place in Florida where we got the alligator poop? What we're feeding the alligator.
Gatorland?
Oh, Gatorland. Type in Gatorland if you've ever been there. You like buy this stuff. That's what we were throwing out there. This sounds really fun with the alpacas.
It was very fun. And the rabbits.
Did anybody ever get spit on by an alpaca?
Yeah.
Okay, I did. They're not nice. Okay, but my wife, she loved it, and they come and they make cute faces and stuff. And this is us by the beach. So what I want to help with you guys, everybody here understand, like, we weren't perfect and we're still not. Actually, I think we were just arguing before about something, didn't we? Like just an hour ago.
Yeah.
Remember, I was like, we got to go
Yeah.
because I got to deal with something.
We actually had a couple issues today.
A couple? Okay.
Couple.
So we're not going to talk about the couple issues today, but I want to let you know what we're talking through tonight. We work
But
through
look at us
things.
now. Yeah, like that.
Oh, just
It's
like that.
not, you bring nonsense, I snap, and then you snap out of it.
Oh, yeah. And that's all you needed for this training tonight. You could all go. No, just kidding. All right. So what we put in is what we got out. Does that make sense? Make sense in the chat bar. And if you choose to work on the hard stuff, guess what? You get more connected and more happier. That's what happens, right? And I always say this, and I want to share it right up front. Since my wife and I, we've been helping people. It's probably going on 3 decades now. So we've helped a lot of people. We used to do events at our house. We still do stuff. We're in a house now with a whole bunch of badass people here. And what I learned is anytime someone is not growing together, they're growing apart. If you think that's true, type in true in the chat bar. So people tell me, they're like, oh, you know what? My wife, my husband, my partner's not into that personal growth stuff. I'm like, they're going to be into the separation stuff someday. I wish I was wrong on that, but I've yet to prove it over the test of time, because the time of the grandparents, how many of you had grandparents that they stayed together miserable till they died? Can anybody relate? Give me a hand up. Anybody relate? Because it was like grandma's job, my grandmother's job was cook, clean, do whatever my grandfather needed. That's it. She did not have to be happy. She lived by duty. And that's not today's world today. It's different today. And I believe different is better today in my eyes.
Some choose to do that though too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah. And they learned that if you're not growing together, you're growing apart. So guess what? Grown closer and more aligned in all areas of life. That's what you want. And they're committed to share a vision, right? To a shared vision of the future. So if you look at these things, whatever you put in, you're going to get out. But if one side's putting in and one side's not, that's where a lot of resistance. How many of you can relate to resistance? Type in resistance, right? And what would it be like if you supported each other's passions and dreams? What would that feel like? How many of you, let's be honest, and like some of you we just met, so maybe we won't even know you, but how many of you feel like in a relationship, you're asking for support or permission? Type in support or permission. Because if you're asking for permission, guess how that's going to end up? Eventually, you're going to go, this isn't going to work. If you're asking for support, then you're here going, okay, you know what? We could keep improving and growing, right? And we want to be fulfilled as individuals and as couples. All right, tell me what's resonating for you. Type it in the chat bar. What's resonating? Take 1 second, type in what's resonating for you so far, or what are you thinking about as we're going through this stuff? All right, well, while you guys are typing that, because there could be a slight delay, let me share what I feel would have been very, very difficult to build if we weren't aligned. Didn't you?
Shut this off before.
No, before you told me. Did you shut your phone off?
I shut mine off.
Did you
before.
shut your
I had to
volume
keep
off?
back my
Yeah.
volume.
My wife's like, did you shut your volume off? I'm like, yeah,
And
my
it's
volume's
somebody
off.
on this call that just texted me.
Oh, did they? Are they having a good time at least?
I'm
Okay.
gonna find out. It
All
might
right.
be their child texting me again.
Okay. All right. So here is some things that I feel.
Thanks, Maddie.
Oh, Maddie's texting me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alpacas.
Okay, very cute, Maddie, very cute. I feel if you ever want to build, scale, grow anything of any size, and you guys tell me in the chat bar, we're communicating together. I feel it is really, really difficult if you're not aligned. What do you guys think? Is it easier or difficult if you're not aligned? What do you guys think? Easier or difficult? It's difficult. It's difficult, right? And so as much as this is probably successful to some of you guys, you know, building a $32 million company with 200 employees, 165 trucks, right? And exiting that company, as much as I think that's impressive by some, I know a lot of people that have sold companies smaller or bigger, built companies bigger, and then build it and then divorced, right? Build it and sick and build in health problems. And I never thought that that would be success. So as we're building things, I was making sure, hey, are we keep getting aligned? And same thing, when I built CEO Warrior, which was the top training and implementation organization on planet Earth, I mean, created more decamillionaires than anybody I know today. You know, it was important that as we were building this community of helping, I mean, we were coaching over 1,000 companies, had over 20,000 companies following the beliefs and systems and everything that I built. It was important that my wife and I were aligned because I could not serve, she could not serve at 100% if we weren't aligned. Agree?
Yeah, and it's interesting because I was just talking to someone earlier about the word sacrifice came up, and I never saw it as sacrifice. I always saw it as support. And so that kind of brings more of a positive flip to it.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the difference between a job and a passion, right? If somebody's living their passion, there's not a sacrifice because you're into their passion with them. You love their passion. You're engaged in their passion. Okay, let's go to the next one. Same thing here. And I know, look, I have a lot of very successful people in our world together, in FuDog's world. We got people with multiple companies, scaling big things, families, grandchildren, all kinds of stuff, traveling and everywhere in between. But it's no different if scaling a company or scaling a real estate portfolio. This takes alignment, especially when you're buying things like this. Like this was a 10,000 square foot building. We sold it. Actually, I got to change that. We sold it last year. Aaron, let's make a note. We sold that in 2023. This one, if anybody wants a building, hey, let me know. Hey, Ray, this would be a good building here. I do want to, maybe we could do something. We could do something. It's a good building. I do want to get rid of that building, but the same thing, when you're buying a building, my wife and I had to be aligned. Like we're going to, you know, all of a sudden take a mortgage or a big loan and we're going to sign over our houses and stuff. So again, it goes back to relationships and relationships of the people in the building. Remember, relationships is everything from partners to my relationship to my environment, to the relationships to my friends and family. Relationships, a big bracket to communicate in here. All right, we're going to get to strategies in a minute, but I want to make sure those of you that are new, you have a foundation, and some of you that have been in our world a while, you have reminders. This is the other thing. Type in real quick where you're at from in the world. What state are you from? You'll see it's true. We got people, we're making a global impact. It's one of the things we've been focused on, which I think, Judy, we got to change it because just 3 weeks ago, my wife and I were talking and we said, hey, impact 1 million people or more in a decade or less in 100 countries or more. And Jen said, I think we already impacted 1 million people. And if you look at the people that impact,
the domino effect.
Yeah, the domino effect of like, we impacted a person, then maybe they exited their company. And then that impacted 50 or 100 people. And that impacted another 50 or so. I'm evaluating that ourselves. We might have to move right to 10 million or 100 million people. So we'll see where that is. And here's a little bit about our community, right? That we know that we're making an impact there. Here's some of our friends. So if you're new, again, let's go back to relationships. Some of you, if you were on Change the Channel, who was your first favorite speaker and your second? I'm not going to tell them though, but who was your favorite speaker? Everybody type in, was it Kevin, Mike, And Jay, do 1 and 2. I'm really curious.
I voted.
Oh, you voted Mike M. He'll be so proud. Oh, wow. Mike Kevin. All right.
They each bring something different.
Interesting. All right. Well, I'm going to tell Mike he was voted last anyway. So thank you for all of that, everybody. But this is a relationship. And because of how my wife and I are in relationships with these people, how we treat them and communicate, that's why these people will come and show up and speak for us. Okay. If you're ready to dig into some strategies to improve relationships, type in the chat bar, let's do it. Type in the chat bar, let's do it. Also, Tara, soon as the let's do it are all done, and everybody in the room here too, Tara, can you put the link real quick for this training that we're on tonight in case somebody wants to copy it and invite somebody real quick? So everybody, if you know someone, their relationship's not amazing, their business is not amazing, their family's not amazing, can you just copy the link, click it, and send it to someone real quick and say, hey, jump on. Mike and Jen are about to talk about communication, and I'm tired of hearing you, bitch and complain about communication.
Or if it is amazing and they just want to enhance it.
Oh, good point. Yeah. If life is amazing and you want to take it to the next level. All right, here we go, everybody. Strategy number 1, effective communication. Now, intentional communication right here is the first step towards effective communication. And I'm going to go through the 5 here real quick, but then Jen and I are going to have a conversation, and I want you to conversate with us, and I'll probably even include some of the people in the room here with us. So 1, practice in active listening. Well, why don't we start with that one? Like, what do you think about active listening? Like,
so when I ask you to do things and then
why are you smiling like that?
Stuff doesn't get done, or
Cody,
it's not done in the order,
Oh,
or something's missing.
okay, yeah, me too.
There wasn't active listening. However,
Mm.
I do take ownership on my part now. I make sure you're listening and have you repeat it back to me.
Yeah. So let me talk to the men out there. How many of you, like, you get given 3 tasks, and by the time you go to the first one, you forgot the other 2? Tell me in the chat bar. What about in here? Anybody else? Okay, thank you for the support, man. Thank you. All right, so 90%.
And
It's
how
like,
many women does that drive crazy, ladies?
okay, just none.
Oh,
Oh, they're listening. Okay, 2 hands up. All right, so it's active listening, and I would put a note there, like active repeating. I'm a pen and paper person. If it's not on the pad, it's not going to get done. So I only have 1 task. And then also thinking, like, how many of you, this is a great one. This is great. You guys ready? So, like, she says, go turn on the dryer, push the button 60 and push medium heat, and then push long time or something. And how many of you go down there and you look at the dryer for about 3 minutes and you say to yourself, I have no idea what effing button to push? Anybody? Just me? Okay.
But
All
what,
right.
but what do we do now? How did we correct?
Now I
corrected
FaceTime.
that.
Now I FaceTime.
Now you
I'm like,
FaceTime me.
here's the buttons. Push, push, push. Okay. So everybody out there, but we learned to navigate it, right? We learned to
Yeah, we
navigate
could have
it.
stayed frustrated. We could have argued we could have kept arguing. It kept repeating and repeating
Yeah.
and repeating, and you could stay in that chaos,
Yeah.
or you could make a change.
Yeah. Which, thank God for technology, because I think technology is helping relationships in this way. And then what about this one here, expressing thoughts and feelings with clarity. So when you think about thoughts and feelings, like, and I don't want to say it's a man or women or anything in between. I can only talk about myself, but a lot of times it's like, I'm asked, is there something wrong? And then what's the program's response for some of you? Is there something wrong? It's fine, right? Just imperfect. Nope. Everything's fine. And then, but is it really fine? It's not really fine. So what do you want to share about, like, expressing thoughts and feelings?
Well, one, I can read your energy, so I know the real reason or the real thing, and you could just keep saying no, but
What are you reading now? All I did was, like, raise my eyebrows.
I know what you're thinking.
Okay. All right. I
What was the
was.
question? So you can't
It-
throw me off like that.
I didn't throw you off.
Yeah.
It's expressing thoughts and feelings with clarity.
Well, there's a lot of times that I actually get frustrated with you because you don't know what I may be trying to say,
Yeah.
because I actually don't have clarity with myself. So sometimes I have to go and ask myself some questions so that I can come to you with the
Yeah.
more clarity. Sometimes life gets in the way, right? You're dealing with